Hello world! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you've made it this far, thank you. After my last video, I can understand if you're a little hesitant to jump in, but I can promise you everything is good. We all have those moments where we just need a little venting session, and she's over. She's back. Ready to roll. If you like e.l.f. products, I use a bunch of e.l.f. products in this video. It's not necessarily a review, it's just kind of like a little chat, see how we are, check in with ourselves, and stay tuned. So I already have my skincare done, moisturized, hyaluronic acid serum, all of that jazz. So first I'm going to start with priming my face. Recently I did a little review on the Poreless Putty primer. My friend Katie messaged me and she said that she got this and she didn't like it, which is crazy because it's one of my favorite primers, but not everybody's skin is going to react the same. I did recently get the matte putty primer. Honestly, I don't feel like it mattifies really anything at all. I'm going to use it today just to show you guys because I do have a little bit of shine going on from the oils and serums that I just put on. So I'm going to demonstrate for you how this works on my skin. Again, it might work perfectly for you if you have super oily or dewy skin naturally, but for me, I mean, I kind of have like combination. I get really dry right here in between my eyebrows, and then on the sides of my nose I get really dry. So when I'm doing my skincare, I usually try to focus a lot on those areas, but it does mattify a little bit, but not really as much as, you know, you'd think for a mattifying primer. It doesn't feel dry or powdery when you put it on. It still feels, it has kind of the same consistency as the Poreless primer, but for me it kind of works the same. Look guys, I have a freaking scratch on my forehead and I don't know where it came from. I think probably my dog's, but see, it did matte me a little bit. I still have kind of a glow, but I'm not super, you know, like powdery. So again, I love e.l.f. products. Like, they're affordable. They're cheap in the sense of the price, but not the quality. The quality has always been very consistent, but it's not like, you know, super cheap, gonna make you break out. I mean, it might make you break out, but that's probably only if you don't wash your face before bed, which, ladies, I know, I get there too. There's times when I'm like, ugh, I'm just too lazy. I don't want to take off my makeup, but I promise you, you will feel so much better once you actually do it. It just takes getting up. Just, I know you're tired, I know you're falling asleep and you're like, oh shit, I didn't take off my makeup. Just as soon as you think about it, just get up and do it. Like, you don't have to, you know, take a shower or anything like that. Just hover over your sink, wash your face, moisturize, do a little skincare routine, and it seriously makes you just like, okay, now I feel ready for bed. I also did get the e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer. This one is in the shade Ochre or Ochre, and then this one is just regular white. Oops. And I've been using more of the Ochre one lately because the white, it's like really white. I feel like it would be better for like a cut crease or something like that. But yeah, I'm not really an eye primer person, but I had a bunch of friends come over and one of them was asking me like what eye primer I use, and I was like, you know what, I don't really use an eye primer. I usually just put my face primer on my eyelids, but e.l.f. has this putty eye primer, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it out, and it's been working for me. I like the ochre because it kind of blends in with my skin tone. I can just honestly, like, I've been just putting on an eye primer and then setting it, and that'll be like a natural eye look, so I don't get creases, but you also don't see all those veins in the eyelids. So yeah, makeup is all about experimenting, just trying new things, and I'm gonna address the elephant in the room. I know my last video was like super insane and emotional, but guys, it was so therapeutic for me. Like, I was just feeling so down and so depressed and so emotional, and I just was so frustrated about everything, and I'm so glad I have this outlet because the last thing I wanted to do was make a YouTube video and be like, oh, makeup, you know? And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna be raw. I'm gonna be Kelsey right here in this moment. And I'm so glad I did that because a lot of you reached out to me, you know, personally and through social media, and I just want to say thank you to those of you who watched it, got through it. Even if you only got halfway through it, thank you for even like considering it. It was a little rough there for a minute. But she's back and, you know, ready to keep pushing forward.
So that was hard, but I'm back. I am recovering and I'm focused, and we're going to pivot. Don't lose faith, guys.
So, some new products I've been using. Revolution has these foundation sticks, and I'm not really like a stick foundation girl, but I really like these. I got F2, which is the same, actually, my Conceal and Hydrate is F1. I recently got another, this is F3. It was kind of more for like a summertime color. I'm not really into the Conceal and Hydrate right now because it is so warm still here in Vegas. So I've been using a lot more setting powder just to keep from like that upper lip sweat and the under eye creasage. And I got this one, it's F18 and it's a darker shade, and I got it more to contour. I like it, but it's kind of red for me, especially for a contour. I would rather something a little bit cooler rather than a warm tone. But I've been using it on my little palette. I'll sometimes mix the two. I've been trying not to go directly on my skin with this just because I've noticed it warms up and it slips and it slides, and you can see it kind of gets a little mushy. So I've been just putting it on my little palette and then mixing it and, you know, dabbing here and there between my two, you know, dabbing between my two different colors to kind of get the right contour shade and the right, you know, mixage and all that shit. So let's go in. I'm going to just take my little brush, my little Wet n Wild. This is like a, you know, kind of kabuki style little foundation brush. And I'm going to dab into the lighter color, which was F2. And then I'm going to dab a little bit into the darker color, which was F18. And we're going to come up with a nice kind of mixture between the two. I don't know if you can see that right there. I like to spread it out nice and flat on my palette while I'm mixing because that's just the way I paint as well. I'm more of a dabber than a swirler, and in my experience it's helped to save a lot of product. But look at that. I mean, that's kind of like perfect for a contour, you know? So I hope everybody is having a wonderful, fabulous day. I'm getting super excited for October and Halloween and fall and just getting all cozy and wearing scarves and boots. I mean, I literally cannot do that right now or I'll die of heat stroke, but it's coming. I really love these stick foundations because it's not like so liquidy as, you know, like say a Conceal and Hydrate or one of these ordinary serum foundations. It's not so liquidy. It's a little bit more like kind of thick, almost like an RCMA type feel, but not as expensive. And it works really well with a brush. You can use a sponge, but for me, I've noticed it works a lot better with just the brush. I am putting a little bit of foundation on my eyelids, not too much, just a little like dab, because I'm probably gonna set it later with some powder. But yeah, mixing those two, the darker and the lighter, it really helps to kind of tone down the redness a little bit, because it's a little bit too warm for me. But I love mixing shades, making a little cocktail with my foundations. I've noticed though, Revolution concealers only work with Revolution products. This concealer, I love this concealer, but if I wear like the ordinary foundation or if I wear my BB cream, it does not mix well. Like if I put on the base first and then put on this Conceal and Hydrate, it kind of like starts getting all patchy, and I think it's probably because the amount of liquid that's in this, along with there's hyaluronic acid and acai, and so I feel like that kind of mixes a little funny. I was worried about trying it with my cream foundations, but it worked. It turned out really well. So I'm like, is this a Revolution thing? Is this like a trick for them to like get you to keep buying Revolution products because they only work well with other Revolution products? I don't know. know. Maybe that's just me being like a conspiracy theorist, but I think I might be onto something. So this foundation is more of a full coverage, but you can kind of mix it, blend it, and spread it out a little bit more to make it so it'll be a little bit more sheer. I usually only wear it when I'm going out for like a full beat, but today I decided to put it on to share it because I've had it for a while, and last time I filmed I was not into sharing products. I'm still gonna be very careful about sharing products on my channel just because, like I said, I don't want to feed into like that consumerism. And I actually watched a video by Hannah from Smoky Glow. She did a video recently on this, and I felt so connected and like I related to her so much in this because she talked about when she was a smaller channel, there was this whole like anti-consumerist movement happening on YouTube, and you kind of get pigeonholed because you say, I don't want to feed into consumerism, and then you share something and then people are like, well, wait a minute, you just said you don't want to promote products and now you're promoting products. So that's kind of how I feel. I don't want to pigeonhole myself by saying I'm anti this, anti that, but I want to be aware of the things that I share because there are people out there that are very impressionable. They take your word for like God, which you should always. Like, your word is your word. You literally have nothing else. But also, as humans and as females mainly, we're allowed to change our minds. So I try to like remember, you know, don't put yourself in a box. Don't put yourself in a box, don't limit yourself, just like be honest, talk about things like from the heart, and if they don't like it, they don't like it. Like, who cares? At least you're being honest. Speaking of honesty, who has watched Selling Sunset? That show is literally my new guilty pleasure. I kind of binged the first season like in one day, and I just started recently on the second season. It's such trash TV, but honestly, it's something that I needed to just like keep me away from, you know, social media and people. It's a good distraction from the world right now. If you're looking for kind of a guilty pleasure, I would suggest Selling Sunset. I just started recently The Real Housewives. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm not like a fan of The Real Housewives. I never have been. I'm trying. I just started Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, like this newest season, and it's okay. I mean, I get it. It's cool. Like, it's just, it's just trash. Just mindless television. So don't give me any shit for that because it's hard for me to even like sit through an episode. I just kind of put it on in the background and listen to it and kind of let it fill the air. I'm also going to use this deeper toned stick foundation for my eyebrows today. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, I'm getting ready for work. I'm gonna go in a little bit early today because there is a project that my boss asked me to work on. I might share it here on my channel, but it's for downtown Summerlin where I work. They're doing like a pumpkin scavenger hunt for all the stores. Well, not all the stores, there's so many stores, but for a few stores. I'm the one in charge of decorating the pumpkins. So that'll be fun. If you're in downtown Summerlin anytime in October, look for my little pumpkins. They're all themed with each store. So whatever store you go to, the pumpkins are gonna kind of reflect the products that they sell in the store. And it's been a good like little therapy escape for me because it's mostly pumpkin like painting and decorating and stuff, but the goal is for the displays to be substantial. So it's not just one pumpkin, it's gonna be like multiple pumpkins. And that stuff kind of worked. It worked pretty well actually. I do have like a little bit of primer stuck in my eyebrow and that's kind of annoying me. I maybe made my cheeks a little dark today, but that's okay. You know, the thing I've learned about doing face makeup and then wearing masks is like, it doesn't have to be perfect. So I am going to set now. I did recently get this E.l.f. HD powder. It's kind of like everywhere. It's pretty good. I think it might be one of those powders that gives you flashback where if you take a picture with the flash it might like reflect. I'm not sure, I haven't tested it like in that sense, but just by the way it feels and the way it kind of works on my skin, I'm just kind of getting that vibe from it. It does matte really well and it helps not transfer. onto your mask. So if you're looking for something to help your makeup from transferring, I definitely suggest a primer, a setting powder, and then a setting spray. So I probably shouldn't have put any of that foundation on my eyelids because now it's creasing, which kind of defeats the purpose of putting on an eye primer. So that's kind of annoying, but I'm just gonna tap it out and then I'm gonna set it real fast. This foundation is kind of oily. Like I said, it's more of a full coverage cream, so it does make my face a little bit oily looking. I like that. I'm not really like a huge matte foundation kind of girl. I just feel like it gets so crusty.
Pause again.
So anyways, matte foundation kind of, I don't really like the crustiness of it. And when I say crustiness, I mean the way it fills in lines sometimes, like smile lines or crow's feet. It kind of just all condenses and kind of leaves little crusty lines. And I like things that are a little bit more dewy because I feel like it sits better, it works better with the movement of my skin. And if it's too dewy and it's like greasy, oily looking, you can always calm it down with a setting powder. And you don't have to go full on bake. You can if you want to. I did that the other night for date night, but that's typically the only time I do like a full beat face, is if I'm going out. And it's funny because I did a full beat, eyes, dramatic eyes, everything, and I didn't put on lashes. And you know what? Who cares? You know, I could have, but I was like, you know, I kind of just like the no lash, kind of natural but not natural. You know, you can obviously tell like I have a good eye look on, but sometimes for me, I feel like eyelashes can kind of fuck it up. So we are going to go in with a little light base from my EYN Firey Palette from Beauty Bay. And if you haven't tried out Beauty Bay, I highly suggest you do. They have a lot of good products for good prices. Their palettes are really, really nice. When I first got this palette, I was a little skeptical because it was only $30 and I get like 42 pans in this one palette. And I was like, wow, like that must be kind of a cheap quality, but it's not. It's actually really nice quality. It has kind of taken me a while to like figure out how I feel about it, but I've been using it just kind of as a daily wear and it's been working really well for me. Just the thing is, a lot of the colors are very similar in like tones and shades that I kind of forget. Like I'll dip into one thing and I'll be like, oh shit, was that what I used? Or was this one? So just be conscious of like what colors you're going into, and it's very buildable. There's a wide range of neutrals, darks, and lights. There's a lot of reds, mauve-y kind of, you know, deep burgundy colors, which I really like, especially now that we're getting into fall. I can do more fall looks. There's a color called pumpkin spice here. Actually, let's wear that one today. We'll see. See, I like it. It's like a muted orange. It's not super bright, you know, like orangey orange. Like, you look so orange.
You look so orange.
But it's more of a muted orange that's a little bit kind of earthy, I guess, you know, and a little bit less bright than a neon, and that's cute. It's good for like a nice neutral eye look. And then there's other ones, like this one is called Tango. That's really kind of a shimmery orange. There's SOS. There's another shimmery orange. Shimmery. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna stick with something fairly wearable / neutral today. I'm gonna go into Throwback. Just kind of deepen up that crease a little bit. This trick I've been doing with my eyeshadow is just looking straight forward and doing it. I've kind of been doing this forever, but I noticed a lot of YouTubers talk about like if you have hooded eyes, it's easier to just look straight forward and kind of dig your brush into your eyeball like that to get like a nice faded blown out look. And this brush I got recently from Ulta, it's IT Cosmetics, and it's the Airbrush Precision Shadow number 112. It wasn't cheap, but I feel like it was a good investment for me because I need kind of a multitude of these brushes, you know, they're kind of fluffy, rounded, but still like densely packed so that you can define that crease a little bit more. I do also like these kind of brushes, like my Moda Pro one. Like this one's really nice because I can use it for a setting powder. I can use it for like a quick, easy eye look. I like these like nice, big, fluffy, round brushes. But I'm gonna keep adding to my brush collection. It's one of those things where you kind of want everything at once, but it's a little bit better to just like buy what you need and build it from there. You know, it doesn't have to be, your collection does not have to be finished by the time you leave Ulta, because you will go broke that way. But if you're there for a new foundation or something that is a little bit under your budget, maybe you can use that extra money to like splurge on something nice like a brush that's not going to decrease, I guess, in value. I don't know if that's even a thing, but you know, like foundations and stuff, they have an expiration date, you use them, that you hit pan sometimes. So, you know, brushes are just always a good thing to invest in. So next I'm gonna go in, we're already pretty warm here, so I think I'm gonna use my Paula Dorf. I like this bronzer because it's a little bit cooler, and I'm gonna use my little Wet n Wild, and we're just gonna go in and kind of define that contour a little bit more. I've been doing my contour a little bit higher in these past few weeks, mainly because my mask covers most of it, and same with nose contour. There's really no point in contouring your nose if it's just gonna be covered, like, you know, from here. But I've been going in with like a bronzer or some sort of powder to just kind of create that definition at the top, because you don't really need it so much at the bottom. There we go. See, that's super dark, but like I said, my face is gonna be covered, so I'm not too worried about it. I might go in with some more setting powder because I'm seeing a little bit of shine pick up here. I think I'll use a brush for that. That helps a bunch. And my upper lip, it's always the thing that gets so sweaty. I'm not too fond of that. That does not look good. But like I said, who cares? There's always gonna be critics. That does not look good. I mean, in person it doesn't look terrible, but on camera it's like, hi cheek. So I'm going to, let's do some blusher now. Which one? Which one? Which one?
Which one? Which one? Which one?
Should I try a cream blush? Should I try my cream blush on top of this? Is it gonna fuck everything up? What do you think? Does it matter? Should I try it with a brush? Okay, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We're gonna try. Guys, this is what YouTube is for. We're here to like experiment and show you if it works or if it doesn't work. So I'm using my, I forget what this is called, Anna Sui, and it's like that, it's a black blush that turns like this kind of pink color when it reacts with your skin. I got a little bit on my brush and we're gonna see how it reacts. Oh God. I just fucked it up, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I don't think a brush is the way to go on that, because it just kind of left little stipple marks from my bristles, but it's kind of buffing out a little bit. Yeah, I don't recommend putting powder on before a cream blush. Sometimes it can work, sometimes it won't work. Most of the time it won't work, to be honest. I mean, this one doesn't look super terrible. I'll see if I can zoom. So it doesn't look super terrible. I mean, nobody's gonna see it because I'm gonna be wearing a mask, like I said. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I think I was kind of judging it a little harshly at the beginning. Those Revolution products are kind of finicky, so just watch out for that. I'm kind of pleasantly surprised. It doesn't look as terrible as I thought it would. So she's gonna put on a little highlight, my trusty dusty Ofra highlighter. And I've been putting my highlight like right underneath my eye right here recently, rather than like on my cheekbone. And I feel like it gives like a cute little nice lifted kind of look. And I've been only putting highlight on the bridge between my eyes. I've been avoiding the tip of my nose because, again, mask coverage. So I think that might be it. We're gonna set real quick with the NYX matte finish. I am in the market for a new setting spray, so if anybody has some suggestions, please comment down below what your favorite setting spray is. I went through this one. This is just like a rosewater mist. I'm almost out of my NYX matte finish, and I am almost out of my Urban Decay De-Slick, so let me know. I've noticed the trend with setting sprays now is that really nice soft mist.
Oh, wow.
So I would kind of like to try out one of those. Let me know. I've been kind of staying away from lips now recently, again, because the mask coverage. How many times does she say mask? Take a shot. My friend Paula, she's so sweet, guys. She gave me this lip gloss. It's the Sailor Moon ColourPop lip gloss because she watched my video and she was like, Kelsey, I want you to know, like, she was just so sweet. Thank you, Paula. I really appreciate you. Shout out to Paula.
This shout out goes to Paula!
Best coworker ever, but I love this gloss. It is the Ultra Glossy Lip ColourPop Sailor Moon, and this is the shade Sailor Moon. I don't know if there's multiples or if this is the only one that they made, but it's super cute. It has a nice, you know, little pink tone and some like gold reflex, and it smells so good. It's like vanilla candle. And I think that's the finished look today, guys. She's gonna put her hair up, but that's the final look. What do you think? Let me know. If you watched my last video, again, thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for like rolling with the punches. We all have those days. We all feel like the world is crumbling, and it's just good to know that I have other people out there that are supportive and know what I'm going through, know how I feel, and people that take the time to just reach out, you know? Honestly, that's all I think anybody ever wants, is just somebody to reach out and say, hey, how are you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. What's going on? So anyways, please like and subscribe, and I will catch you in my next video. Love you. Okay. And of course, Dylan is home. He always comes home right in the middle when I'm... Zerk! You don't need to sound the alarm. We know. We're aware he's home, okay? I'm getting ready to go into... I'm just gonna wait until they're done. Hello.
Are we filming the video?
Yes.
Oh. Hi.
Hi. How... Ooh, pizza. How's work? Yeah, sweaty.
A bunch of pools. I had to clean them. It's bullshit. For my customers here, her dog didn't like this.
Really? This is like expensive.
Yeah.
Kylie.
So their dog didn't like it. So she gave me
Kylie Jenner promotes this on her YouTube, or not her YouTube, on her Instagram.
Oh, good, sure. Who gives a shit?
Wow,
She
lucky
said
dogs.
they were just throwing it out and giving it, like he didn't want it, but you can heat it up and like put oil on it too.
Huh.
So maybe we could spoil them.
Wow. Darks and likes. Darks and likes. Oof. Okay, bye. Love you.